The next 12 months are hugely important for investors and could completely reshape who gets rich and who gets left behind in crypto. Not because of some new meme coin, not because of hype on X or even TikTok, but because the entire global financial system is quietly being rewired. And according to many experts like Arthur Hayes, Bitcoin is sitting right at the center of it. If you understand what's happening now, 2026 could be life-changing. The aim of this video is to get you fully prepared for this year, and I'll be finishing with what I'll be doing over the next 12 months. Why this cycle feels different. Let's start with the big question. Is this just another crypto cycle? On the surface, it looks familiar. You've got volatility, corrections, fear, hype. Well, a bit of hype in 2024, but underneath this cycle is fundamentally different. In past cycles, crypto moved mostly on speculation, ICOs, NFTs, DeFi hype, retail FOMO. This time it's being driven by macro forces, things far bigger than crypto itself. Things like global debt spirals, government spending crisis in most of the biggest, most powerful countries, geopolitical instability. If you watch the news, it feels like World War III is happening literally every week. And we've got a monetary system that's breaking under its own weight. Bitcoin and crypto in general isn't rising because it's trendy, because fiat money is weakening, in my humble opinion. If you fully understand how bad inflation is, you invest into Bitcoin and some of the cryptos with real utility, like Solana, for example. The real problem, money is broken. Let's talk about something nobody wants to admit. And most people I know, friends, family, friends and colleagues I've worked with over the last 25 years, don't even want to know what's actually going on. The thing is, every major government is broke. Don't ask me how, because I'm not a macro expert. The UK, the US, Europe, China, Japan, they're all drowning in debt. And because of this huge problem, governments face two options. One, raise taxes dramatically, which is what is happening here in the UK, big time. Or two, print more money. Most governments, like the US, choose option two because printing money is politically painless, at least in the short term. The problem, it silently steals purchasing power from everyone. Normal people like me and you. That's inflation. And if you believe macro experts like Raoul Pal, inflation is much worse than people actually think. You're talking 10% or even more because of money printing, aka currency debasement. And Bitcoin was literally designed to solve this exact problem. A fixed supply, no central authority, no ability to print more. That's why Bitcoin isn't just an investment, it's a hedge against a broken system. If this type of info resonates, hit subscribe so we can build wealth together. Why Bitcoin moves before everything else. Here's something most people miss. Bitcoin is the canary in the coal mine. It reacts before stocks, before property, before the economy shows cracks. When liquidity increases, Bitcoin moves first. When liquidity dries up, Bitcoin falls first. That's not weakness, that's sensitivity. Right now, Bitcoin is telling us something important. The worst of the tightening is behind us. In fact, the Fed over in the US stopped QT just a few weeks ago at the start of December 2025. The next phase is approaching, and when liquidity fully returns, that's when things get explosive. To be honest, QE has probably started by the time you watch this video. Now, as you can probably guess, I'm not a financial advisor, and this isn't me giving out financial advice. But what if we crash again? Good question, because we probably will. Let's be clear, crypto will never move in a straight line. There will be 20, 30% pullbacks. I've been in crypto for 9 years now, and this is totally normal. There will be panic. There will be headlines saying Bitcoin is dead. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Every major Bitcoin bull run looked terrifying in the middle. In 2017, Bitcoin crashed over 30% multiple times before going parabolic. In 2020, it crashed 50% during COVID before doing a 20x. Volatility isn't a flaw, it's the price of admission. 2025 was very, very hard, but me and members of my school community helped each other. We kept our sanity intact by jumping on calls, messaging, and just in general, offering each other support. If you do invest in by yourself, keep educating yourself and think long term. If you want one-to-one support, see below for the link to join my investing community on School. The people who win aren't the smartest. They're the ones who stay calm. Get too emotional as an investor, you lose. Stay neutral and calm, and you have a really good chance of being a successful investor. Why 2026 matters so much. This is where it gets interesting. 2026 sits at a very specific point in the global cycle. This is the year when governments will be deep into election cycles. Debt servicing costs will be unbearable. Growth will be slowing. Pressure to stimulate will be enormous. Just look at the pressure the President of the US has been put on the Fed, and history tells us exactly what happens next. More liquidity, more stimulus, more money printing. And that money doesn't go to normal people first. It flows into stocks, property, and increasingly crypto. Basically, it flows into assets. And if you don't invest into assets, you will get left well behind, and you will probably struggle big time at some point. This isn't to scare you, it's because I care about normal people like you. From what I'm hearing on YouTube and across social media, many macro investors believe the real crypto acceleration happens into 2026. Bitcoin versus everything else. Let's be clear, Bitcoin is not just another crypto, it is the hardest money ever created. Capped at 21 million, immune to political interference, and if you want to know more benefits and how Bitcoin can potentially lead to early retirement, see below for a recent video. Whether you agree or not, institutions now treat Bitcoin as digital gold. Ethereum, on the other hand, is becoming financial infrastructure. It's where stablecoins live, tokens, assets live. Bitcoin equals a store of value, Ethereum equals global financial rails, and together they form the foundation of the entire crypto ecosystem. Just to be transparent, I am open to the idea that XRP has an important role to play when it comes to the future of finance. This isn't me telling you to go out and buy XRP. I'm just giving you what I believe to be an informed opinion. What about altcoins? Here's the honest truth most people won't say. 99% of altcoins won't survive the next cycle, but some will. The winners tend to be infrastructure, privacy focused, genuinely useful, not hype driven junk. In the next phase, capital will concentrate, not scatter. That's why understanding why you hold something matters more than ever. I have 10 altcoins in my portfolio like Solana, Sui, Tau, and a few others I consider to be worth looking at. If you want to know exactly how I do research to pick altcoins, again see below for the link to join my school community. What I plan on doing for the next 12 months. I approach crypto like I approach most things I do, with a beginner's mindset. I will continue to learn. I'm a big believer in financial education. I will read the books. I'll watch the YouTube videos. I'll have conversations with members of my school community. A big focus of mine will be on my exit strategy, when to sell and why. What I'm holding more long term and why. This is basically what I'll be doing because I like to keep things simple. I won't be on X all the time or watching mainstream media. I won't be on CoinMarketCap checking the price of my cryptos literally every day, maybe once every couple of days. In my opinion, this is how you can deal with the volatility. This is how you keep your sanity. Here's what I would tell myself if I could go back to 2017, or even better if I was just starting now. Use a stocks and shares ISA for tax-free investing. I invest into Coinbase and MicroStrategy for even more crypto exposure. Focus on Bitcoin first. Add Ethereum for exposure to growth. Maybe a few other altcoins if you fully understand them and believe in them. Ignore leverage, dollar cost average, think in 5 to 10 year time frames. Don't chase pumps, no panicking on dips. Just try to position yourself for where the world is heading. The big mistake most people will make. Most people will wait for certainty, but certainty only comes after the opportunity has gone. By the time the headlines say crypto is safe again, the move will already be over. The real money is made when things feel uncomfortable, but logical. Basically, go against the herd. And an easy way to do exactly that is by learning how to use the Fear and Greed Index on CoinMarketCap. Summary. This isn't about getting rich overnight. It's about protecting your future, understanding how money actually works, and positioning yourself before the crowd wakes up. Crypto isn't magic, but it is a response to a broken system. And that system isn't getting fixed anytime soon. The question isn't, will crypto survive? The real question is, will you be positioned when it does? If you're like me and you are team crypto, I'll tell you this. My biggest lesson over the last 9 years is the importance of taking profits. So get in the description, click the link, and have a little look at my latest crypto exit strategy.